Hi, and welcome back to our question of the week video. This week, I'm answering the question, what are the top 3 budget busters that our financial coach sees in real budgets, and how can you avoid them? So I'll list the top 3 and then I'll share some tips. So the first one she said is, I'm sure you could have guessed it, eating out and everything that falls into that category. So as well as Uber Eats, DoorDash, all of those things. Number 2 would be Amazon shopping. Of course, you could probably guess that one too. And number 3 would be kids sports. So that one is maybe a little bit more surprising. So the first one, I would say, the common advice is make sure you're meal planning, make sure you're meal prepping. Don't go out to eat unless it's in your budget. But the reality is, I meal plan, I want to meal prep, but I just don't have the time. But I meal plan, but we still find ourselves at 5 o'clock and we forgot to set something out to thaw, or we forgot to put it in the crock pot, or whatever the case is, and we're hungry and we need dinner and we end up going out to eat. But what I found that works for us to avoid that is to have some quick things on hand. So pizzas, chicken nuggets, things that are probably not the healthiest, but eating out isn't always the healthiest either. So those are some quick things that we can have, and we can pop them into the oven and avoid going out to eat. Also, when we do cook, we try to cook more so that we can make it into multiple meals that week so that we don't have to cook every day, because we know some nights are busier than others and it's going to be too busy to cook. So that is something good to do as well. And the other thing I would say is, a lot of times we will buy some food off of my mom to, like, if she wants to make it in bulk, she loves cooking, and then we'll put it in the freezer. Like, so think about like pot pies or chili or that sort of thing that you can easily freeze, and then you can warm it up later. And there are also services, local services, that you can order family-size meals, and then you're still eating out, but it's cheaper than going to the restaurant because you're buying the whole family-size meal and all you have to do is warm it up. So it is still more convenient, but hopefully a little bit less expensive than the traditional eating out. So hopefully those will help you for dinner. For lunch, the best advice that I have received and that I do try to do consistently is to prepare the night before for tomorrow. So I always pack my daughter's lunch at night, and if I am going to be in the office, I pack my lunch at night for the next day. So that way in the morning, you're not trying to get yourself and your kids and everybody out the door, plus you're trying to pack your lunch. You can just throw it in the lunchbox and go. So hopefully that helps around the eating out category. The second one is Amazon shopping. This one is just really try to put some resistance between you and buying. I get it. It's on our phone. We can click buy now, but just trying to pause and go, do I really need this item? Do I really want this item? Maybe let it sit in the cart for a little while. Because if you've ever had Amazon amnesia, where you order it, it shows up at your house and you forgot what you ordered, then you probably didn't need that item. Maybe you just bought it too quickly because you saw somebody else talking about it. So I think the biggest key there is just adding a little bit of resistance between you and the buy now. And that will help, because again, this is something we probably all struggle with. The third one with kids sports, now I'll tell you, we are starting to really adventure into this because we have an 8-year-old. She's in soccer. She plays travel soccer. And the thing that I would say is we've really tried to limit her to 1 sport per season at least. And I think that's good from a lot of aspects, because like being so busy and not being at home as much and not being able to have the freedom to go and play and explore, I think is really important to be able to do those things. So I think having 1 sport per season is a good idea, money-wise, but also just time and sanity-wise. So obviously it has to be what you guys want to do with your family. But I think that is, especially if you have multiple kids, I can imagine that having 1 sport per season is more than enough. But aside from that, it's really just budgeting for it. And so making sure that you are planning ahead for that and saving for that. And then one thing that I have heard from a lot of parents that they do to save money is buy the cleats at resale stores. So if you can find it at Goodwill, or even just going on Facebook Marketplace, or some people have even just put out on their Facebook page like, hey, my daughter's in soccer, we need cleats, anybody have a pair they're willing to sell for cheap? And that can really help. maybe something you don't think about, but it can really help you to save money in those ways, because we know they grow out of those cleats and out of those shoes and all those things really quickly, and they're expensive. So if you can do those things, it'll help you save money. So I hope that these tips were helpful to you. If it was, please consider sharing it with a friend. If you are interested in learning more ways to save in your daily budget, our financial coach would love to help you with that. You can schedule a meeting with her using the link to her calendar below. If you are more on baby steps 4, 5, 6, and you're wanting to save for retirement, your kids' college, you're looking at retirement planning, those sorts of things, our financial advisors would love to help you, and you can schedule a meeting with them using the link to their calendar below. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.